Hi everyone, Christina here. Welcome to another card video at my YouTube channel and blog. Today I'm going to be playing with some Peerless watercolors as well as a stencil. I'm going to do a little bit of reactive water or moisture through a stencil. So I'm starting out with my water brush here. This is a Pentel water brush and I'm using my Peerless watercolor palette that I created based on the video by Julie Ebersole, and her video is on the Ellen Hutson YouTube channel. So I'm starting out with the color Marigold Yellow, and I'm just adding a wash of color going in horizontal sweeping motions across this watercolor paper. This watercolor paper is Canson Montval cold press watercolor paper, and I've taped it down to a board to keep it flat while I paint, and then after I'm done painting I can remove it from the board. The next color I'm using is Grass Green. I love these two colors together. It sort of reminds me of lemon and lime when I put those two together. Now I'm adding a little bit of a cooler green. It's more of a blue green. It's called Mountain Green. And I'm just getting those colors to blend and sweeping all the way across. The next color is Sky Blue. I'm blending that up into the Mountain Green. And after I've added the sky blue, I'm going to add a little bit of deep blue at the very bottom of this watercolor paper. And the colors right now seem a little bit more muted, and even after they're dry, they will be more muted. However, I am going to be adding another layer of color on top after everything's dry. Speaking of drying, I'm going to go ahead and speed up the drying process with my heat tool. You don't have to use a heat tool at all for this. You can definitely let it air dry. In fact, you get some really pretty results when you let it air dry, but I'm usually a little bit impatient and I end up using my heat tool. Cleaning out my water brush by squeezing a little bit of water out onto a paper towel and then swishing my brush across that paper towel surface. That just cleans out all of the paint. And I'm going to go back to that Marigold Yellow color. I'm going to be adding just some kind of random little swooshy, swishy marks with my brush here. And as the water activates the color underneath, I'll get some really nice hard edges. And I really love doing this. I've used this technique quite a bit in the past on lettering quotes or just backgrounds. And I absolutely love the layered look you get when you add additional color on top of dried watercolor. So I'm adding more of that grass green and then more of the mountain green. I really love this mountain green. It's more of an intense green and it really blends well with lighter shades. I added some more sky blue and then also some deep blue at the bottom. And after I have all of the colors on here, I'm going to go ahead and let it heat dry one more time and just make sure that everything is completely dry before moving on to the next step. You want to make sure that the surface of your cardstock or your watercolor paper is bone dry before you move on. I'm going to be using the Repeated Heart Stencil from Simon Says Stamp, and I'm just placing it over my watercolor paper and then taping it down with some of that blue tape that I used earlier to tape the watercolor paper to my board. I'm going to take a thin strip of washi tape and I'm just covering up this one row of hearts. What I'm doing with my baby wipe, I could actually have just avoided that row of hearts, but just to be safe and to remind myself that I don't want to do anything with that row of hearts, I covered it in washi tape. Now I'm taking a clean baby wipe and I'm going to be pressing it into the areas on the stencil. The reason I'm doing this is I've always wanted to do sort of like reactive water technique through stencils or using water with a stencil, but I could never get a clean result or even a semi-clean result because the water would seep underneath the stencil. So I thought, what's better than adding water, or what would a water and a paper towel do? Let's put them together and use a baby wipe, which a baby wipe is essentially water and a paper towel in one tool. So I'm pressing down onto this stencil here and I'm making sure that I'm not rubbing the watercolor paper underneath, because once the paper's wet, if you start to rub it, it will rub away the paper surface and it will start to tear. So I just dabbed that on, just enough of that moisture to get the color to change and pick up some of that pigment underneath, and then I peeled back the stencil. So I trimmed down the piece, and now I'm going to be using the Heartfelt Wishes stamp set and coordinating dies from Mama Elephant. First I'm going to trim down that piece one more time to make it even a little smaller, and then I'll be taking the Thanks stamp set, or the Thanks stamp, the larger Thanks, and I'm stamping it onto some Neenah Solar White 80-pound cardstock in VersaFine Onyx Black ink. And this is a really nice pigment ink that is so crisp when you stamp it. It's my absolute favorite. Then I'm going to take the coordinating die and just place that over the top. And then I'll be taking some more of that blue tape and I'm going to put it on the back of my hand to remove some of the stickiness, and then tear it into smaller pieces and tape this die down onto the cardstock. I do have a magnetic platform on my Big Shot machine, but for very specific dies like this that need to match up perfectly, I like to go ahead and tape it down. So now I have my thanks completely cut out, and I really like that it gives a nice white edge around the edge of that word. And then I stamped the smaller greeting that I wanted to use. It says, "For all the little things," and I stamped it on the same black ink. So I wanted to make sure that that thanks die cut really stood out on top of this pattern. So I cut out 5 additional die cuts of that same die cut, and I glued them together using some Ranger Multi-Medium Matte. It's a sort of a multi-purpose adhesive. You can use it for a bunch of things, and it's really great for adhering die cuts together, especially because it is a little bit of a slick adhesive until it really sticks, and so it gives you a little bit more time to make sure you have everything lined up perfectly. This is different than if you were to use a tape runner of some sort, where after you've pressed it down once, you can't move it at all. So using liquid adhesive for something like this is always a great idea. So I had 5 layers of white, and then I put this stamped layer on top. So altogether, I have 6 layers of cardstock. This creates sort of like a faux chipboard piece, and it gives this die cut a chance to be raised off the surface of that watercolor paper, but without having to put foam adhesive behind it. I'm going to put some more of that multimedia matte on the back of this stacked die cut piece. And then I'll be adhering it down onto the watercolor paper right above that grading. Just using my tweezers to hold that in place so I can kind of see where it's being placed. And like I said before, that adhesive gives me a little bit of time to slide things around. And then when it's perfect, I can press it down. And it's not going to move at all when I send this card through the mail. Put some foam adhesive on the back of the watercolor paper, and then onto a 4-bar sized card. 4-bar cards are 3.5 inches wide by 4 7/8 inches tall. So I'm going to add a little bit of string on here, and let's be honest here, I struggled with this string. I had to tie it a couple times, and then the string started to wear out. I had to get new string. Eventually I got it to the perfect bow, and I thought it would be really cute to put a little tiny heart on top of it too. So I took my collection of pre-cut die cut hearts. These were all cut with the Simon Says Stamp mini heart die set. I just picked out one of the smallest hearts, and I'm going to be coloring it black. So I'm just putting a little strip of scratch cardstock underneath, or scrap cardstock, and then using a Memento black marker. You could use any black marker really to color in this heart. Ended up using my tweezers to hold down that heart so that it wouldn't move, and that gave me the chance to color it in without any problems. So after that was completely colored in, I just put a little bit of that multimedia matte on top of that bow, and then with my tweezers put that heart on top. The end of my tweezers were a little bit sticky, so it worked out that I could just pick it up with my tweezers. Just press that down onto the bow, and that finishes the card for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this really fun card. I love to do simple cards like this where I have a more technique-driven background and then put a very small amount of elements on top. And some of these die sets and large gradings that are out right now are perfect for cards like this. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you guys on Monday for a new card video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Once again, thanks so much for watching today's video. On screen are 3 videos that I've created recently, all card videos. So if you'd like to check those out, you can click on the screen, or if you're on a mobile device, you can click on the links in the video description. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.